Today's topic is present tense. In my earlier video, I talked about tense. In general, what do you understand by the term tense? I explained to you that tense is when an action has been performed by the subject. So the three aspects that is very important in a sentence to understand the tense is subject, when, and action. Okay, so today we will be discussing the tense, present tense, when the subject performs the action in the present. And I told you in the earlier video that a perfect example for present tense is today. So from today morning till tonight, it is all, whatever action takes place, it all falls under the present tense. And as we discussed yesterday or earlier, I also mentioned that each form of verb tells us the tense of the sentence. Okay, so in our first verb form, we have the simple present tense. The present continuous tense is the verb to. The present perfect tense is the verb 3, and present perfect continuous tense is the verb 4 form of the verbs. So the 4 forms of the verb determines the 4 tenses across all tenses. And here today in the present tense, we have the simple present tense, we have the present continuous tense, the present perfect tense, and the present perfect continuous tense. As I said earlier, that what is verb? A verb is a word denoting action. So, the form of the verb tells us about the tense of a sentence. So, if you can see here, in a very simple sentence, I have written, Carol plays guitar. Okay, and if you can see here, the subject is singular subject, and in the next column I have made it as plural subject. Okay, before I begin, I want you all to prepare a table like this for all the tenses. This is for the present tense. Okay, I want you to make like this 3 columns and 4 rows. Each column, first column is tense, second column is the singular subject, and the third column is plural subject. Okay, now let's go to our very first form of verb. It says here, Carol plays guitar. Here our subject is Carol, our verb is plays and guitar. Here our subject is the girls, which is plural, and our verb form is play guitar. The girls play guitar. Now if you see here, plays is our verb and play is our verb. But here play has an S and here it is without an S. Okay, now how do we know when to add S to our verb and when to exclude the S from our verb? So please note, girls, according to the subject verb agreement, okay, when a subject is singular, the verb has a S in it. And when our subject is plural, the verb is without an S. This is called the subject verb agreement. Okay, especially in particularly for simple present tense, we have to know about this subject verb agreement rule. Okay, so play is the actual form of verb. So in our present tense, you will find our verb in its actual form. Okay, so in a similar manner, in the next sentence that I have written, the child cries loudly. Here cries is our verb and the girls cry loudly. Okay, so the child cries loudly. Child is singular and cries, plural. See, the verb looks like it has an S in it. It looks like it's in its plural form. Okay, and then here, the girls cry loudly. The girls is plural, but a verb is in its actual form without an S. So the girls cry loudly. Okay, so this is how our simple present tense looks like. So I have given an example here. I have written verb 1, which is the simple present tense. I have written he goes to school. He is a singular subject, goes to school. So verb has an S in it. Okay. Now, next, they go to school. They is a plural subject and go is without an S. The verb is without an S, to school. So this is an example of a simple present tense. Now let's come down to our next verb form, that is the present continuous tense. Okay, when the participle ing is added to our verb. Okay, ing is the present participle. Okay, it is the present participle. So when ing is added to the verb, our verb becomes weak. So whenever ing or ed is added to our verb becomes weak. So here, because we are doing the present continuous tense, so we are discussing about the present participle ing, which shows that an action is being continued. Okay, the continuity of an action. By adding the participle ing to a verb, we are showing that the action is in continuity. That's why the name present continuous. The verb, the action is in its continuous form. Continuous is there. So present continuous tense. And because whether it is a singular or plural, the verb will always be written as playing. So what helps you determine the tense? The helping verb is and the helping verb are is and are. So when our subject is singular, our helping verb will be is, and when our subject is plural, our helping verb will be are. So example, Carol is playing guitar. The child is crying loudly. Okay, I've taken the subject and the object here same. Okay, so here now if we are to take the subject as plural, the girls are playing guitar. Next, the girls are crying loudly. Yes, so this is our present continuous tense. Okay, so present continuous tense tells us that an action is being continued for a period of time in the present, so it becomes present continuous tense. And what tells us about the tense? The helping verb is and are. When our subject is singular, the helping verb I is used, and when our subject is plural, the helping verb are is used. In the same manner, let's go to our verb 3 form, which is the present perfect tense. Okay, here when your subject is singular, you are using the helping verb has, and when your subject is plural, you are using the helping verb have. Now if you can see, let's look at our verb. It's again changed its form. Why? The participle in a continuous tense, we have the participle ing. Okay, now the participle ed has been added. Ed is called the past participle because when we add ed to our verb, the verb takes the form of the past tense. Now you must be wondering, why is Miss saying past tense when we are doing present perfect tense? But we have our helping verb to tell you that even though our verb's form is in the past tense, the helping verb will always be in the present tense. So in the present tense, when our subject is singular, the helping verb will be has, and the verb will take the past tense form. So example here, what is it? Carol has played guitar. Okay, and the child has cried loudly. Okay, so here has and has. Okay, same manner, plural. In when a subject is plural, the girls have played guitar, so it becomes has and have. Here it is have. Okay, and here the girls have cried loudly. So again have cried loudly. Okay, now what is the present perfect tense saying when we use the word helping verb has and have? Okay, it is telling us in the perfect tense, it tells us here in the present perfect tense, it tells us that an action has continued in the present tense, continued for a long period of time, but has finally stopped. Okay, so like example here I said Carol has played guitar, saying here that Carol in the morning she had started playing guitar, she played for at least 2-3 hours, but now she has stopped playing the guitar. Okay, so in the present now, that's why it is has. Here also same thing, the girls have played guitar. So how have the girls done? They were playing guitar in the morning for 4-5 hours, but finally they have finished playing. But when? In the present. So have. So has and have tells us about the tense of the sentence. Okay? Next, let's continue to our last form of verb, which is the present perfect tense. Okay, now how do we know again? Very good, it's very easy here because continuous tense, so verb will take playing, ing is added, ing is added, ing is added. Now when our subject is singular, so what is the name? Present perfect, right? So present tense, has is used here. See, has, same thing, has. Perfect and continuous, perfect and continuous. See, perfect, continuous. But we have to add the helping verb form of be, which becomes been. Has been, have been, and have been. Okay, so in our present perfect continuous tense, our sentence will be like Carol has been playing guitar. The child has been crying loudly. In the plural form, the girls have been playing guitar. The girls have been crying loudly. So, what exactly is the present perfect continuous tense? It is telling us that the action has begun. It is continuing for a long period of time. It's still going on. It is not finished. The action is still not completed. It has started, continued for a period of time, and it is still going on. So here it means Carol has already started playing guitar. She's played for almost 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and still she's continuing to play guitar. The child has been crying and she's still continuing to cry. Same thing here. Okay, so plural form and the singular form and plural form of verb in the present perfect tense. Yes, so here if you see I have written, it's the same thing. Okay, verb 1, verb 2, verb 3 and verb 4. He goes to school, they go to school. Now if you have to convert that into our verb 2, that is the present continuous tense, that same sentence will be he is going to school when our subject is singular, and they are going to school when our subject is plural. Now let's go to our verb 3, which is the present perfect tense. What will it be? He has gone to school in the singular subject. They have gone to school in the as the plural subject. Then let's go to our last final form of verb, which is the verb 4 form of verb, present perfect continuous tense. So here, he has been going to school. That is the singular verb is he. Has been going is the present continuous verb. And then they have been going. They is plural subject and the verb form is have been going to school. So this is how the present tense looks like. Okay, how you can determine and how you can change your sentences from the different present tense, like from simple to present perfect tense, or from present continuous to present perfect continuous tense. Okay, so this is how our present tense form of sentence looks like.